So basically, we just want to ask you a couple questions, man. I saw that the live stream was on Monday, and someone passed it to me in my podcast on Tuesday. They was letting me know, hey, man, did you see this video? And then I saw it, and I said, man, I was blown away, bro. Like, I was legitimately blown away by how Kendra G, how she kind of treated you, bro, and totally downplayed your situation that happened to you. So I was thinking, so that happened Tuesday, and I was thinking to myself when someone sent it to me, like, damn, I gotta download this before Kendra G deletes this. And bro, it wasn't even 2 hours later. I don't know if you noticed, she took the entire video down.
Yeah, I saw that she took it down. I was in the process of showing my cousin the video, and when I initially tried to recopy it and send it again, it was gone, and that's when I was like, oh wow, she literally took it off of YouTube, you know.
And she rarely does that. I don't know how. I know you're somewhat familiar, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. I don't know how familiar you are with Kendra G, but she rarely does that. So I noticed that she took the video down, and it's actually been a couple incidents recently with Kendra G. I don't know how familiar you are with her, but she kind of lives in her own world. She doesn't really pay attention to the outside world and some of the things that she says. She was recently on an episode of the Tamron Hall show, and I don't know if you saw that or not. But
yeah, I saw the episode.
Okay, so she kind of embarrassed herself on that show. And so ever since that happened a couple weeks ago, she's kind of been in the comments more than she ever has been before. So that's why I think that happened. The Tamron Hall situation did on top of it with your situation. She's taking it down because she's getting a lot of criticism that she wasn't used to getting. But before we get started, I wanted to ask you, you said you called into Kendra G back in 2022. What was that like? Tell me about that.
She was a little bit more humble with her whole dating venture that she initially started, but this was prior to her Kevin Samuels interview, so she wasn't as high on the pedestal that she thinks that she's on. So initially, when I called in there, it was after a few women that went on the show. So there weren't any guys on there, and I got the inclination, well, maybe I need to go ahead and be that one dude. That's just kind of how I move. I'm gonna be that one dude after 5 Jezebels. So after they kind of went on there, I called in. She was cool. But, you know, the interview, she was still kind of rude and rowdy. But just when I told her, I'm pretty sure it kind of jogged her memory. Most people that come on the show are pretty defensive if they get cornered, or either they'll start deflecting or going off on stuff that ain't got nothing to do with the show.
Yeah.
I think she knew that I wasn't going to go to her level. She kept trying to bring me down there. But, you know, if you've ever been a black male raised by a black woman, and you've gotten the belt to your behind side, you know, you've kind of gained the discipline over time to know what it feels like to get stuff thrown at you. Just remain silent. So I take my hat off to her, you know. I just wanted to remain respectful on her show, you know, because like I said, I don't have any harm. I knew she was going to go where she was going to go. Like I said, from the interview before, it was relatively the same. She didn't really want to help me. I got a few women hit me up, but she kind of didn't take my whole situation seriously. So.
Oh, no, that's absolutely what it was. Let me ask you before I get to that. What about any of the chicks that hit you up back in 2022? How did that turn out?
You know what I realized was a lot of them were international. You know, she wasn't wrong about the Goofies thing. I won't say the women that have hit me up since this particular interview in comparison to the last. Yeah.
Thanks for the tip.
But if you really analyze her audience, all the women that come on her show, you have to ask yourself as a man, would I date you? You know? And I'm sure when I came on that show, as transparent as I was, I ain't got nothing to hide. So you seeing me full face value, you know? And what I realized is on her show, she thrives off ignorant black folks.
Absolutely.
And for me, the fact that I came on there, she don't know me from can and paint, but when you possess emotional intelligence, you can't ever let anybody bring you to where their level is. And she's beneath me. So I just want to let her talk. Let her run her mouth like she normally do. Let her tell whatever cockamamie story she got left in her head. And I just, you know what? I wasn't even finna correct her, because that's what a lot of these women do. I want to prove the point of how masculine you are wearing this feminine beauty products, but it means absolutely nothing at the end of the day for me. So
let me tell you this, man. No bullshit, man to man. Because I'm 41. I got you by a couple years, bro. And everybody, I don't know. I sent you the link to the live stream. I'm not sure if you're watching it right now, but everybody is in the chat screaming your praise. Like, we got your back over here, bro. And let me just tell you this shit, man to man. You handle that shit perfectly. perfectly, bro. You handled it. You didn't get out of frame. You didn't get emotional about it. I just said this a few minutes ago before I called you. I said, if it was me, I probably would have just hung up because you handled it perfectly, bro. You really couldn't handle it any better. You didn't let her rowdy you because I was personally offended that she tried to tell you about your experience. Like, you don't know that man. You don't know the situation that happened to him. You don't know his child's mother. You don't know anything. My channel is almost 3 years old and I've been reacting to Kendra G for almost 3 years now. And there's probably been hundreds, if not 1,000 women who got on this show and claimed that they were essayed, they were assaulted, you know, they were great. And Kendra G has never given them any pushback. The only thing that Kendra G says is, I'm sorry that happened to you. And I literally just said that before I gave you a call. I'm just kind of still at a loss for words as to why she even went that way. So one of the things that people wanted to know, I think I already know the answer to that. Has Kendra G reached out to you for an apology? Did she reach out to you? Did she contact you to apologize? That's the big question everyone wants to know.
No, she's not personally, nor has any of her team, nor PR. I'm not, like I said, I'm not surprised because the level of accountability with our Black women, with a lot of our Black women in our community, is at an all-time zero. So I'm not at all surprised. Now, if she does give me a call, or if it's her PR team or whoever, maybe then I'll give her those good graces. But, you know, I'm a very forgiving individual. I don't, you know what I mean? There's no need to hold grudges. She is who she is at the end of the day in this life that I've lived. I just turned 34. I learned to accept people the way they are. That don't mean I got to deal with you, but I'm going to accept you for who you are. And you have a lot of messed up ways. And I'm not going to put myself on your level because that's the type of people you put on your show. You don't have the Kevin Samuels type of cool, calm, collective individuals that want to let you run your mouth and then cut you off at the end. Just, you know, just to put a roadblock there, you know? She ain't used to that. She wants them ignorant, ghetto, loudmouth dudes to come on her show that don't know nothing. The worst representation of Black males to come on that show. You know, you pick who you pick. And that's why when I came on there, I was like, you know, I'm going to show her a thing or two. Because that's my mindset. You know, don't let the physical appearance, because anybody can put a pair of J's on and some goddamn Coogee and call it a day.
Facts.
Yeah, I said Coogee because people still wearing that out.
No doubt.
I mean,
no doubt, bro. Yeah, no doubt, man.
I was just saying anybody can look good out here, but if you don't possess the knowledge inside without them seeing that, then it's worthless to me. So I gave her what she's been deserving of. You know, the Godfather ain't here, God rest his soul, and I said that on her show. I said that the first episode when I recorded back then in 2022 wasn't God rest him, but I'm like, see, you don't listen to Kevin Samuels. Obviously, nothing he said in his interview registered in your mind. And I brought him up, and she went ape shit. She was upset. Yeah. Anytime you bring up somebody, I mean, I know just as well as you know, it ain't no conspiracy theory. Our women took him out, unfortunately, assisted by the government, but that's a whole nother something else.
Yeah.
I just feel like, honestly, you bring that type of energy level to her show, she doesn't like it because she wants you to be ignorant and loud, just like her.
That's a fair point, bro. And it's funny you brought up Godfather because that's what made me want to reach out to you. I heard you say, rest in peace to the Godfather. And then you said, I know the sisterhood won't believe me. I said, oh, this dude, he know what he's talking about. I was like, okay, I heard you say the Godfather. That's why I was like, I had to reach out to you. We got rest in peace, Kevin Samuels going in the chat right now. And they told me you were someone that I needed to talk to, man. You handled that situation with most grace. I probably would have just hung up because I'm like, damn, like just the fact, again, because she would never say that. That's the big thing. You know, it's obvious double standards in the world, us being men and them being women. And then another thing that I was just talking about before I gave you a call is that this explains the difference, what's expected between men and women. Even when a man says, hey, I was assaulted, this is what happened to me, you were still accountable for your action. And that's exactly. And I said it because I just replayed your clip again right before I gave you a call. And you said that you took accountability and then Kendra G cut you off and said that, well, no, because of this happened, you still know it was consensual and you still have to take accountability. And you said, hold on, love, I just did.
Very well so. And that's the level of accountability that I have in the situation. A man can never be a damsel in distress because at the end of the day, we're supposed to be masculine. We're not supposed to have feelings. But in the whole light of the situation, when we had the pre-conversation about kids, I didn't want to have kids at that time.
So here's the deal. Okay, if you don't want to have kids at times, then your responsibility is A, you don't have sex with her because you don't want to have kids. B, you wear a condom to protect yourself from having kids. Yeah. And we can have the grown folks, there is a grown folks pull-out game. So my thing is, regardless of what she said, you are still a man that has to take accountability for participating in the activity.
Like I've already said, we can rewind the video, love. I've already taken accountability for the whole issue of it.
So to my live stream, I'm like, she's not even listening at this point.
No,
She wasn't even listening. Her ears was shut off because so many women, Meryl, they can't fathom the idea of a man being sexually assaulted.
She used my height and my weight.
I pointed that out too, bro. I pointed that out too. I'm like,
I wasn't surprised. I started to pull that DEI card on her, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let her run her little mouth.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. I actually got, we have a couple people in the chat. One of them was a lawyer, and he said already, bro, like he said, you were a victim. You should not be shamed by salute to Team Peterson reading in the chat. But for her to say that, she brought up your size. I remember you saying you 6'4", you a big dude. And she's like, well, you should be able to toss him off there. And I said this. I said, that's like 500-pound woman, and she gets raped by a 150-pound dude. She would never say, well, damn, your fat ass, you should be able to throw him off you, bitch.
Well, the craziest thing about it is, fam, she didn't even ask or, how big was the baby mother. Because for you to assume just because I'm 6'4", not to say she's Big Shirley or anything, but at the end of the day, don't assume nothing and you don't know nothing. This girl could have been lifting weights, which she very well was. She from the Caribbean. They run on sand. Anybody that runs on sand got some leg power to them. And if you wrap your legs around a full-grown German Shepherd man, it just, I can't get from that. That's lockjaw,
For sure, bro.
With it, fam. And it was on my level of accountability of not having a condom on. I guess in the moment of being taken advantage of, if this was Click with Adam Sandler and I had a remote control and I could have stopped to put a Jimmy on in the process of being taken advantage of, maybe I would have did that. But since when I was explaining to her, it ain't make no sense, and her cockamamie mind, that a man could even be taken advantage of in that light, because, I guess it's not a common thing, I guess. It's dudes putting roofies, women putting roofies. Everybody drugs everybody in this world. I don't think it's anybody over anybody in this world. But when you tell me that it's not a possibility, that's when I'm like, yeah, nah, you crazy.
Exactly, bro. And that was my thing, man. And that's something I had to reiterate. Excuse me, I talked about it on Wednesday. How my podcast usually go. We usually review like Kendra G's awful show on Fridays. We usually just do it on Fridays. But and I live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So Wednesday, people were sending me this clip like, you got it. Well, they told me about it Tuesday. And then I said, well, on Wednesday, I said, we'll talk about it on Friday. Like, no, bro, you got to watch this right now. It kind of blew my mind, and I had to reiterate that a lot of women just can't, and Kendra G is obviously one of them, she can't fathom. And also, between me and you, and I said between me and you, I've said this on my podcast numerous times, I've watched enough Kendra G over the years. I think I'm kind of an expert on her. Kendra G is not that smart of a person.
No, she's not right.
She is not an intelligent person whatsoever.
Anybody that goes around flaunting their college degree and telling people they went to Hampton U, I asked a good 10 Hampton U people that are pretty well endowed that I met through the network, because my sister and my brother-in-law both went there, and they said they ain't never heard of her. So on my mind, just like the rest of these people that join these fraternities, sororities, she's not in one. But if she was in one, she just became a t-shirt wearer. And she just became popular. She was probably a lame before that. 9 times out of 10, that's usually how people are. They start off as these little jacked up caterpillars and end up blossoming miraculously, meet that one person on campus like Drumline, and meet that one person, and they blow up. And that's what happens. And that's probably what happened to her. Because to me, it's just her attitude is just like, I'm the queen bee. I know more. I know all this. And even when Kevin Samuels put her in her place, it still didn't register. So I'm like, yeah, nah. I just really wanted to go on there to see what's up. I knew once she started trolling me the way she was doing, I'm like, yeah, this ain't even really a dating show no more. She just want to try to tear a black man down today, Dave.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to ask you. That leads to my next question I have for you. What was going through your mind once you realized the gaslighting that was going on? What was going through your mind when you realized, like, in the moment, damn, she's trying to play me, act as if I'm lying up here?
I think when anybody does that, I turn into the Joker from Batman. I turn into him, because now I'm hysterically laughing at you. Because I'm going to let you, I was there. I almost want her to be like, I almost wanted to ask you, were you there holding my hand?
Bro.
Because if you were, I would have told you to wipe some shit up, because, you acting like you was there with me in the process. But, a majority of women that are in her caliber, just the actors, because I ain't gonna say all of them, because it's really not all of them.
No, it's not.
Just a huge, strong percentage of them. And the ones that, like the guys in the YouTube video about the lions, the wholesome women are standing too close to the hoes. We can't tell the difference. It's so many people that advocate for her that are good women, but don't advocate for the good women that are really good. Yeah. So it's just like, for me, I don't know. I just started hysterically laughing, my dude. I couldn't fathom that it just was entertainment at that point. I'm just gonna play with. I'm gonna play with you. You gonna play with me? We gonna play with each other. Let's do this.
That's a fact. I do reaction videos, but like my main thing is that this is a channel for men. It's a male advocacy channel. That's the best way I could describe it. And
like I
said,
bro.
one of my motivations to start my channel was in fact Kevin Samuels. I came across his content. And, you know, unfortunately, he passed away right when I started my channel, so I never got the opportunity to interact with him. So it bothers me, and it's one of the things that I said, we talked about it the other day, because a lot of women can't fathom that shit, but it's amazing to me that they can't fathom that when you look on the news every day and you see school teachers, females who are taking young boys' innocence every single day. I understand that they're not men, but they will become men one day. And it happens to a ton of boys and a ton of men. It's just no one really talks about it.
Nope.
No one really talks about it, man. So somebody asked me this question. I kind of think this is kind of obvious, but I'll ask anyway. If the roles were reversed, would Kendra G had treated you the same way? If you were a woman, I think it's fair to say no, but I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, no, of course not. I mean, it's like I said, you know, a man can never play a damsel in distress, and if we're sassy and we're zesty and we're all the anti-masculine things that women want to call us when they're in the wrong. And honestly, think she would have sympathized and empathized with that person, you know?
Yeah.
But once again, you got to go back to who is her target audience. It's these bottom dweller women that think that they're top tier, that want a 6-figure man. And hell, the first 2 women that went before me, I'm like, this is how we setting the standard for who, because I'll be damned if somebody in the comments be like, I think PapaDan should date shawty after him or the one before him. Nah, don't do that to me. I'm worth more than that. I can't really be on the show, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to entertain the buffoonery while we here, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I said, man. I said, she gave you more pushback than she gave the woman a week before who had 5 children by 5 different men. A woman with 5 children with 5 different men demanding a ambitious man who makes 6 figures, and you know the ninja got to be super tall, but she demanded more of you than she was. She didn't say anything to women like that. And then as soon as she heard your voice, it seemed like as soon as she heard your story, she wanted to call bullshit. I was just amazed by that. So if you don't mind, man, and you don't have to go into full detail as well, man, just share enough that, you know, that you want to share. Tell us how you met your child's mother.
Typical during the pandemic, meet people through I believe it was Tinder or POF, one of them.
Okay.
One of them. Met her through there, and you know, it seemed relatively cool just to be able to meet somebody during that time period. But you know, I had my cousin stand over the crib with me. Everything was cool. She kind of was very assertive. You know, she came with the pictures, all 1,001 of them. All of them looked pretty good. So my judgment call was face value. You know, and I had a catering business in Florida. So, you know, I just thought to myself, let me go ahead and give her a chance, give her a try. Because I'm into island women, you know, I'm into Caribbean women. Living in Miami, Florida over 15 years, that's all I'm into.
So you lived in Miami for a while. You from St. Louis?
Oh, yeah. I lived in Miami for a hot minute.
Thanks for the tip.
Before St. Louis, I was in Seattle 2 years, and before that, Miami, Florida, 15 years.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, you know, I met her down there, and stuff seemed cool. But, you know, I had another... You know, brothers, we had a situation where I had another woman that was staying with me too. And we were cool, you know what I mean? We was cool. Everything was cool. We was all cool people. Like big, nice house. But homegirl came in and infiltrated and was like, I need to kick that other girl out, and was trying to do all of that. And it just got to the point where she got real possessive. And the one night I was a winemaker. So that's why I was telling them my story. Like I actually have an own Instagram channel and all that stuff. So Instagram page, Kimball Small Batch Wines. I was doing that for the longest out there in Florida. And it got real popular. So she was really interested in the wine. She was, oh, you make
Thanks
wine,
for the tip.
I had a starfruit wine, just made it. It was done. And she was chugging it down, chugging the bottles, just chugging them glasses down, just knocking them back.
Damn.
And, you know, I ain't think nothing of it.
Thanks
you know,
for the tip.
I'm sober as a goose. I ain't think nothing of it, you know. Ulterior motive comes in where she's like, oh, well, you should come drink with me, you know? So I was like, shawty, I really don't even drink my own wine. I just sample it, spit it out, boo, boo, boo. I don't do that, you know? So nevertheless, my dumb self decided to drink my own wine. And I'm a lightweight, so, because most of the time as a wine vintner, I don't swallow wine. I always spit it out after I, you know, taste it. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, don't get high on your own supply.
Literally. So, and that was my whole thing. And everybody that was around me knew that, like, yo, D don't do that. We might get a little tip, little buzz, but we not going to go full throttle. It was no white label. it was like I had these 5-gallon pails. I had about 20 of them, and they were just different flavors: strawberry, strawberry kiwi. I had but nevertheless, I had all these different fruits. She pretty much came in and took advantage of the situation of what I had. Maybe she didn't forcibly, but I drunk one glass. In the process of us laying in bed, I was laying down, and she took one of the glasses and was like, "Drink this," pouring it down my throat while I'm laying on her. So there was clear motive behind every single thing. And for me, I was 33 through 33. I was 31 at the time. So I was 31 years strong, pull-out game strong.
I feel
31
you.
years pull-out game veteran. And if we went to the Plan B pill or the Planned Parenthood. We did what we had to do.
No doubt.
And, it just came to the point when I was ready to pull out like I normally do, but I wasn't I was wavy, I couldn't really. So she wraps her legs around me, pulls me closer, and she's like, no, Ninja, you gonna have this baby. I'm gonna have, you know what I mean? And I'm just looking like, no, we not. I'm like, no, let go now. This ain't funny because I'm about, it's coming. It's coming. Let go. And she grabbed me tighter. And in that moment, she like some scary devilish type stuff whispered in my ear and was like, no, like, you're mine now. Like, we're having this baby. And I'm like, all right. And in my mind, I'm like, Bob the Builder, we can fix this. And, I'm like, we could go to get the Plan B pill. So I went to the store, went to Walmart. She fell asleep. Boom, boom. I went to Walmart, came back, tried to forcibly make her take that pill. But, her body, her choice. I can't force her to do nothing.
Absolutely.
And, even though I wasted $50 on top grade seed to put in her to destroy what was in there.
Oh, I'd have been there many a times.
You know what I'm saying? She wasn't going for it. So unfortunately, I got put in a position where, we're having this baby.
Thanks for the tip.
That was that. And, only close homies that I tell. Men, you could tell the story to. Women, not so much. Depends on the woman. If she's been through something like that, you could tell her. But all the women that ain't never been through nothing like that, all you do is hear the story.
Thanks for the tip.
Like, nah, you could have did better in that situation.
I feel you, bro, because when you told your story, I had completely forgot. I didn't have a similar story, but your story made me remember a story that I forgot about from like 20 years ago. I was 19, bro. I was 19 and I was dating this chick who was like 27, 28. And I remember this woman for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons I remember her was she told me something that stuck with me. And I thought it was extremely silly at the time, and I still do now. I remember this is the first female to ever tell me that a relationship is boring if it don't have any drama in it. And I thought then at 19, that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. But that was one thing. But when your story made me remember, and when I reviewed your segment with Kendra G the other day, I said this story. I remember I was 19, she was talking to me, and she was talking to another dude, and I knew that shit. And she told me she did this because the chick was like 28, she didn't have any children. And she did the exact same thing to the other dude that she was talking to. And I was like, what? She was like, we were having sex. She was like, that's why basically, I can't remember what the full situation was 20 plus years ago, but I remember it was something along the lines of she felt bad and she owed him one about something because they were having sex. And she tried to do the exact same thing. I think she was on top, and then the time was coming, and he was like, hey, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. And she clamped down on him. But, I guess lucky for him, unluckily for her, she didn't get pregnant. So your story made me remember that. I was like, oh, damn, I did have a woman tell me that before. So it happens, bro. Like, it 100% happens. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think when she was giving you that wine, do you think she put something in the drink, or do you think it was just the wine?
It was just the wine.
You said you were a lightweight.
Yeah, it was just the wine, and she knew I was a lightweight. Most damn near all Caribbean people that aren't like AA, post AA, are very great drinkers. Can drink. I don't drink. No Caribbean people under the table never will. So she knew what she was doing with that liquor. She knew how to move the liquor to one side of her body to be coherent and infiltrate the way she did. Me, I'm just over here like a noodle trying to figure out life. No?
No doubt. You say she refused it in the morning. What about, I'm assuming she refused the Plan B, so abortion AB wasn't even an option then.
No, because in her mind, because she's not a citizen, she felt like she now had the edge over me. And she still does to this day. She feels like she has the edge over me because she in her mind feels like she could put me on child support. And, I told her jokingly, I said, you know what? You would have had better luck with the Biden administration trying to put me on child support with
That's
all
a
that
great point.
cockamamie buffoonery you got spewing. But I said, because we in the Trump era, you better run for your motherfucking life. And I mean that figuratively because my son is involved. But I said, I already don't see him. She already kind of like, my son is a Pisces just like me. I said the same thing on there. His birthday's on Monday. We both Pisces.
Okay.
She hates the mess out. That was another. She a Sagittarius. She hates the mess out of that whole idea that me and him are the same. And he looks like more like my biological family than she does like his family. So It's like it bothers her, but she can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what friends of hers told her that she could get on child support, but boo, if you're not a citizen and you don't have a green card, you're not married, this ain't Chuck and Larry. You can't just up and get married and boom, now we good. Like, that was kind of the motive behind it. That's kind of how I saw it, because she split right after that whole situation. Like, oh, we got the baby, bye-bye.
Which country is she from?
Bahamas.
She from the Bahamas, okay. Damn, man, that's crazy, bro. Like I said, man, it's just more men need to discuss things like that because it happens to so many men. But when we do, like, I thought your call on Kendra G was a perfect example how men are laughed at.
Oh, yeah, all the way.
It's just, it's a man. And even you watching your replay, when Kendra G mentioned your size and said, you 6'4", you a big dude, you should be able to toss you up. That wasn't great. And you said, oh, well, yeah, you didn't even fight her on it. He was like, that's kind of the world we living in. And of course, she lacked self-awareness, so she couldn't really appreciate what you were saying, but it's crazy to me, man.
I'm not surprised at all, my bro. I wasn't surprised the whole interview. I just wanted to keep nodding and smiling. I'm like, because at the end of the day, just like this is your podcast, I'll never overtalk you because this is your show. You got to have quorum of your own. So I let her run and conduct her own show, but I'm going to let you run and trip over your own tongue. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to let you, like all the people in the comments was like, damn, Kendra, you wrong. And she kept going. So I'm going to let you keep shooting yourself. I'm not going to, you know what? Maybe you should stop and think about what you're saying. Nah, I'm going to let you keep going.
Bro, facts, man. Speaking of that, you just reminded me of something. She took down the interview, so I was able to download it, but when I download the video, it doesn't show the comments. I'm glad you said something. Stand by 1 second, because one of my supporters in the chat, Divine Photos, got a screenshot recording of.
So I seen that Shaq's video.
You saw. See, I haven't even watched it yet. Yeah. I haven't even. I did see that he made a video of it, but I didn't watch it. Like I made my video. I don't know if we were talking about the same things. Because my main thing was that I felt like she just kind of downplayed your experience. I don't know if he said those same things, but
the lack of disrespect that we as black men get from black women, and especially her being a spokesperson for the hell. I mean. I'm gonna watch what I say, man.
No, go ahead,
I don't
man.
like spewing that same energy to her, but that's mainly why I wasn't even gonna go to her because she's already spewing toxicity amongst all these other women, just delusional, So I just man. Those comments were going to her. I was happy. I felt I was clapping. I'm like, damn, I ain't had this many women on my side in a hot minute, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Let me see if I can bring up these comments we had here. Give me 1 second, because I saw that, and I actually had to give it to Kendra G, her audience, because her audience seemed to be calling her out during the live stream, and I'm telling you, I already know that's why she ended up taking it down. Bring it on my screen real quick.
Surprised you were able to download it, man.
Yeah, no, this is all
taken off the air. I'm like, dang.
Yeah, I literally, someone put it in our Discord, and I said, as soon as they sent it to me, it's a guy, a supporter of the show, Divine Photos, who's in the chat right now. He's like a journalist. He's like, hey man, you gotta check this out. So I downloaded it. I said, man, she's gonna delete this. Let me download it real quick. And I did, but he was lucky enough to get some screenshots.
Yeah, I figured there's some people that's watching other people. So
that's all YouTube, man. All YouTube, bro. What's this out there with the internet? People quick, man, they grab it. But let me read some of the comments that people were saying under the video before she took it down. Majorities are women. I love Kendra, but she's loud and wrong. Everyone she disagrees with something, anytime she disagrees with something, you're automatically wrong. I can't stand that about her. She is biased to whatever narrative she doesn't like. Another woman says, "Oh, Kendra, you missed the mark on Papa. This is why men stay silent," sending hugs to this brother. Another woman says, "And to look a SA victim right in his eyes and say no one will believe you and only a goofy will want you, it's crazy work. I definitely see Kendra in a different light." And speaking of that, bro, right before I got you on, that's what upset me the most. When she looked you in your eye and said, only a goofy would want you.
Tip.
Man, I damn near want to slap my monitor off the ground, bro. How goddamn insulting is that? To say that only a goof, and I'm telling you, bro, my hat's off to you. No BS. I'm not trying to just blow you up because you won't hear on the pod, but I commend you, man, for keeping your patience through that, because that was just insulting. She would never say that if a woman got on here and say I was SA. She would never say, well, okay, bitch, somebody SAs you. I mean, only a goofy ninja gonna want you from now on. Like, for her to say that to you, it was just appalling to me. That was like the slap in the face or the cherry on top after she already made a mockery of your situation.
She had no F's given, my boy. No F's given. I just I couldn't help but laugh. I was like, wow, she really said it. I just be having moments of miles, like, wow.
Yeah, because after she said that, y'all both went silent. And I was just, what? I'm telling you, man. And channel, I just hit 150,000 subscribers. My channel is...
Congratulations, fam.
Oh, appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man. We think we hit it like last night, early this morning, man. So thank you. So my channel, it's decent enough, but it's not huge. I plan on sending this to another... I don't know how familiar you are like with our niche and like YouTube or whatever, but I plan on sending this to another YouTuber who has close to 1 million subscribers. And I've talked to him before. I don't really have a relationship with him, but I'm pretty sure once I reach out to him, he's gonna pick up on his story. And for the people in the chat, I'm talking about mediocre tutorials and reviews. I think he's at like 800-something thousand, close to 1 million. And I'm hoping he picks up this story and it really takes off once he gets it out of there. So I wouldn't be surprised if more people reach out to you in the near future, just try to get your side, what's going on. And it's just more crazy comments. Sadly, and these comments were from women critiquing Kendra G, because that's why she took this video down. Sadly, many people feel men can't be SA. That's completely false, and that's coming from a woman. Damn, Kendra, very disappointed that you completely dismissed what happened to the first guest, and you cannot generalize every assault case. And that's another thing she said when you were talking about how you brought up a great point during the interview in which you said that, this kind of thing happens to women all the time. Women have too much to drink, and they can say, I didn't give consent afterwards. And Kendra G corrected you and said, no, you can't say that because those women are passed out. I said, you just interjected that. You 100% just added, he didn't say that. You just interjected that into the conversation. Like, you created that part. How can you just dismiss what this man's saying and then interject something that didn't happen? And there's another comment. Kendra, that first guest, no, you're wrong and strong, beloved. I've heard many men, and I've not read a comment from a man yet. These are all women. You're wrong and strong, beloved. I've heard many men describe similar experiences. Even if you didn't agree, you should have let him, I don't think it's cut off, but should have let him finish and state his story, man. So that's just crazy. Let's see here. I'm looking to see if I have any more questions, and feel free, say anything that's on your mind as well.
It's sad that I went on this dating show and there's so many men that go on there, and she gets frustrated with the fact that none of these men can answer their questions just within the first 2 minutes. And I go on there coherently enough to answer her questions. And I've looked at previous episodes. I watch her show pretty frequently, and there's other well put together men that go on there that she talks to respectfully. But I just think with me not showing any emotion but a smile is almost what my mom used to teach me when I was in school, when people used to try to rough you, kill them with the kindness.
No doubt. Kill them with kindness.
I'm sure you heard that. So for me, it's just like I look at a person like her that's almost wanting to be a 50 Cent kind of troll in the moment. Let me just continue to troll him. Let me troll so hard to see if he's going to bust. Because the majority of the people that I put in this situation that feel like they're cornered, they're going to say something, and it's going to tear down their whole character by the end of the interview or halfway through.
I'll tell you this, I don't think she was trolling you. What I think it is something I said earlier. I believe that she's just one of those women. I mean, really emphasize this. There's women that can't fathom. They can't, like, the thought of a man getting assaulted in 2025, for some reason, they can't fathom. That's what I think. I don't even think she was attempting to troll you. I think first of all, I've said it, she's not that smart of a person. And I don't say that being disrespectful, trying to insult her.
Top her class at Hampton U, Pirates, that's what she always be saying.
Exactly. I've said this about Kendra G. Unless it comes to celebrity gossip, wigs, or designer clothes, Kendra G don't know shit. Excuse my own French. She doesn't know anything, bro. Like anything about anything. We were just watching another clip and a man says, you can't get blood from a turnip. And I said, oh, Kendra G's not going to understand the analogy. And right after that, she says, I don't understand the analogy. Can you break that down? That's what I'm talking about with her. So like, it's not out of the range, in my opinion, for her to not can't even fathom the idea of a man being assaulted, especially because she's an idiot, is that her looking at it as if, oh, he's a big dude, he's 6'4", he should be able to. It's like, that's what I think it is. You know, so at the end of the day, we say the same thing, but that's what I don't even think she was trying to troll you. I think she legitimately can't think it doesn't happen to men. That's crazy. What I think.
You know, the Legally Blonde ditzy version of a white girl with blonde hair.
Exactly.
Is the makeup of what Kendra G is that black Barbie. I have to wear makeup, lashes, nails. You have to accept my standard or pay for it. Or you know, and so if those were the goofies she's talking about, I don't want no. You can keep all of them.
For real, bro. For real, man. Let me ask you another question that somebody left I thought was pretty good. What laws would you change if you had a choice? Would there be any type of laws that you could change, you know, regarding this, if you thought so? I mean, I think this next question is kind of silly. I already know the answer to this. I know you still see your child.
To be honest with you, I don't really see my child as much as I like.
Does she make it difficult for you?
Oh, extremely. You know, luckily I have my parents are able to see that's the only way I can see my child is through my actual parents. So she won't pick up the phone. She doesn't want to. It's because I didn't marry her, and I didn't, you know, she told my parents that I told her I was gonna marry her, and you know, it's all that type of stuff, man. You know, when your plan falls through, you know, and
thanks for the tip.
Your back is up against the wall. What do you do?
No, that actually answers another question that I had here. After she got pregnant, you realized she was gonna keep the child. Did you still try to stay with her for romantically, like just to keep the peace, or did you not want to do that? That's what she wanted. It sounds like that's what she wanted because you just said you wouldn't marry her. So did she still want to keep the relationship going?
At the time, I got out of a relationship or whatever with another woman that I had raised her child. So for like 6 years, so I had always kind of wanted a child, but I didn't want it, you know, in this particular fashion. And so I didn't really know her personality, and throughout the pregnancy I was there for her. And you know, it took me being 10 minutes late picking her up from a doctor checkup point for that to be her scapegoat to get rid of me. And she spazzed on me, said, you know, Ninja, you ain't this, you ain't that, this is why your daddy don't love you, this why your mama and them don't talk. You know, she started going hit beneath the belt. So you know, she kind of made it apparent to me that she didn't really want to have this whole American dream of the white picket fence and the chocolate lab. She had some ulterior motive dream of, you know, becoming an American citizen and running off into the sunset, you know, and it didn't work out for her. So as a result, she's stuck. And, you know, she's got a child, but once he turned 18, it's still a process after that. There ain't no boom, you get citizenship now. Welcome. You know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of, you know, there's a lot of delusion within the community. And I say it's not just African American. She's Bahamian, but she's been in America long enough that all she had was the accent, but the same attitude of a Black American woman. Mm-hmm. So to me, it's all about where you at.
Damn, bro. That's sad, man. Is she in Florida? Is your child in Florida or?
Yeah, child's still in Florida, man.
Oh, so you in St. Louis, so that's why you got the long distance.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing about it is, bro, you know, since y'all already know half of my life story, you know, I had moved out to Seattle to get a job, you know, and this is where men take sacrifices about doing the right thing. And, you know, we hear our dads and our grandparents talk about how they went off to war to make a sacrifice to get money so that way you ain't got to suffer.
No doubt.
You could be good. I made a sacrifice to go out to Seattle to work for Alaska Airlines. And I had the entire world on my shoulders during her pregnancy because I was working around the clock, just saving. They had a money market savings account for the child. They had the whole kit and caboodle, man. I had a whole daycare savings account for child, all of this stuff, man. And through the course of that, you know, his birthday was coming up. It was in March. You know, I was set to fly out there. You know, I told Alaska I was going to leave and fly out to see, you know, baby mom so that way I could be there for the birth or after or during. And, you know, it was the day of. I remember I was at work and I was like, I'm about to clock out. I'm about to go hop on this plane. she calls me and she's like, you don't have to come anymore. I already had the baby, and she was like, I just decided that it was the best thing for me to just move on past you, because what I realized with you is you can't be there for me. You can't be there for me. You can't, there's nothing you can do for me right now. Like, I just feel like, I just didn't want to put your name on the birth certificate because he's my child. And I don't really feel like your name needs to be on the birth certificate. I feel like, I don't feel like we need to go through that process. I feel like he's mine and I'm cool with this whole thing. So basically, as a result, I ended up fast forwarding like 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, I ended up losing my job at Alaska because that was one of the things, in addition to being Black and heterosexual at the time, not at the time, but heterosexual there at the job.
Yeah.
It was another factor for them to get rid of me. So it was like, they said, oh, well, you didn't go see your baby mom, so we don't believe you. And then in addition to all other stuff, we're going to get rid of you. And so I lost all the healthcare insurance, I asked them to give me a statement of how much I worked up towards the money bank. I had almost $10,000 within the savings account for him, in addition to all the free stuff they was going to give him through the insurance program. And I told her that, like, yo, like, you know what you just did? Like, it's like shredding a lottery ticket when you didn't know you won. She knows you won, but she don't care. She just shredded a lottery ticket, and you look at you like, bro, you know what you just did? You know what you just, like, everything was lost. As a man in that moment, to take a sacrifice and be all the way in another foreign place, and then to get dropped on my ass at that moment in time by her, and what nothing I could do, it's like, damn, God, I tried my best to do this out here, and now she just wants to be a single mom. What do I do as a man now? Do I let her try to punk me, or do I just move on? This is how you want to do it? She said, I don't care. Disconnected her phone, and I didn't see him for another 6, 7 months. So
damn, bro,
kind of a tragedy, fam. So man.
Oh, I hear you, bro. I've only got one son, man. My namesake. My son's about to be 19, man. So I can't imagine. Going that long without seeing my seed, man. So I definitely feel you on that. Let me ask you a question. You said his birthday is coming up. Is he turning 2 or is he turning 3?
He'll be 2.
Okay, so he's 2. So he's still early on, man. Still early on in from experience. He's still early enough. You still be able to cultivate that relationship, because my situation, I was divorced in Japan. I was in the military, and I was in Japan when me and my ex-wife split. He was about 1.5 years, and I ain't come home until he was about 3.5. So yeah, you still got time.
You know what? Thank you for that words of encouragement, bro. Because I've had other brothers that I've known through my course of my professional cooking, and they've told me the same thing. The situations happen with us Black men, but if you want your son back as a Black man, you'll get your son back.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Just your timing and you setting yourself up to be better and do better and have him come in that area where he sees you doing better. Yeah, that's where you want to be. So I appreciate that. And here to answer a question, because everybody been asking about the DNA test. I've been seeing that.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you. Go ahead.
About the DNA test. Yeah, because I see everybody. That's the biggest thing with us. We don't like knowing that it happened. You then put all this money in. But the answer is, yeah, he's 100% mine. I got the DNA test. She would not allow me to get it. I say my people's them definitely helped me do some woody woo.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt, bro.
And I thank God for my mom and my dad for doing that for me, because she wasn't about to let me do it. Oh, so now you want to get a DNA test? Mm-hmm. What, you don't think he's yours? Oh, see, that's your problem. You want to think he's yours now, but see, he want to be convenient. I'm like, yeah, see. And that's how the conversation goes most times. So for me, I was like, nah. I said, Mom, please, if you could do this, I'll pay for it. She's like, nah, I'll do it. Because she told me straight up, and that's why I love my mom. This is what she told me. That's why I said, if you was raised by a good Black woman, this is a little different, but it hits no doubt. Different. She said, I'm not going to be raising no grandbaby that I don't know is mine.
Facts, bro. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man.
It's good. That's what I'm talking about, bro. I can't be mad at you.
You can't be mad at that. Nope.
Yeah. You fell in love with the baby, and then come to find out he ain't mine. And I'm like, yo, I thought, But she got the results back, and she was like, yeah, I knew he was yours, though. He had just like you type vibe. So it's just a time period shift thing, bro. I still have faith. That's why I went on her show with such an open mind, because a lot of dudes would have still been with their heads in between their legs.
Oh, hats off to you, bro, on some real shit, man to man, bro. You handle that like a G, man, and that's why everybody in my chat is rocking with you, man. Everybody's rocking with you because they know that we got your back over here, man. And we know, we call it out, man. We call BS when we see BS, man. Everybody, like I said, that's why they had to bring it to my attention. Theo, man, you got to talk about this. Obviously, you know, we want to get your story out there, but there's a bigger story at play here. And that's this situation happening to a ton of men. You said it to Kendra G. Nobody talks about it.
Nope.
Nobody talks about it. And Kendra G's reaction was a real-time example why that is. Because
had she not even brought up that whole, so was she?
Thanks for the tip.
You know, the story could have just continued as a regular dating show. But when you put that, it's like when you threw the basketball in my court.
Exactly.
And I've already been playing basketball my whole life. Am I not supposed to pick it up and play?
Exactly,
honestly, bro. I might play horse, my bro. Shit.
Exactly. Let me get some of the people in here to ask a few questions for you. Let me go ahead. And let me see which ones are pertaining to you. You asked this one. Thank you, Almanaz. She says, did you get a DNA test? He already answered that one. He did, in fact, get a DNA test. Definitely make sure our St. Louis people, it comes over and supports you at your restaurant. Let's see.
Man. We actually just moved out here about 2 months ago. I was thriving out in Seattle, Washington. So we bringing our business out here to the Midwest. PapaDan's Jamaican jerk chicken and plantain waffles is what I do. Only serve the best of the halal food. So for all my Arabic people out there, all my people who love food, love eating God's food and God's creations, you can come holler at your boy. I'm going to be open here in about a month or so. So y'all can check me out on my PapaDan's Instagram page. That's where you can hit me up at.
Cool. And I have his Instagram. I want everybody to go over there and subscribe to and follow his channel. I think I already got this one from B. I asked this question from BY. Dan, do you think she put something in your drink? You already answered that. No. Bro, Suta Cujo, he says, bro is funny as F and got shit going on for himself. He don't need no MF and Kendra. That's a fact. It's a fact. Oh, these people is riding with you and mad at Kendra. The homie Daniel says, let's get Kendra G canceled. I'm with you, bro. Suta, this Divine Photos right here. Divine Photos along with the homie and obviously the man of the hour, Divine Photos, is the one who's brought this to my attention. He says, PapaDan, keep your head held high and don't let what Kendra did define you. You accomplished more than Kendra. At least you have kids, and she freezes hers.
You know what? I'm gonna be real with you. If she or her PR team reach out to me, I don't even want no apology. I just want you to give me a fair interview, okay?
Yeah, no doubt.
If you're gonna be a content creator, do your job the right way. Because I don't go to barbers telling them not to push my line back. But if you do it, I'm gonna slap the shit out you. Okay? I'm just being real.
No doubt.
Just like have that same respect for your craft. That if somebody was to bring some piece of jerk chicken back and they thought it was raw, I'm gonna educate you, bro. I'm not gonna slander you. I'm not gonna call you a liar. I'm gonna give you the proper knowledge and education that you need. And she needs, maybe just she was the slow kid in class. And maybe we don't talk about special ed, but you know, man, I'm a 90s baby. So we had something called special ed. And maybe she was on the short bus. And maybe she needs to be told something more than once.
Exactly.
Maybe she was like the grandmama that, you know, hit the little kid with the spoon on her hand more than once because she wanted to stick her hand in the cookie batter, you know?
Facts, bro.
So I don't want to punish her. I mean, to be honest with you, I would hate to see another black, despite it being a toxicity channel. I mean, if she could somehow find a way to do it the correct way, but it's been 4 or 5 years. So
she's stuck in her ways. Yeah. I already know what you're saying. She's stuck in her ways, bro. Stuck in her ways, man. Unfortunately, I was hoping that because again, she's a little slow, but eventually people get there. And I actually said the same thing after her doing the show for 4 or 5 years. After the Tamron Hall interview, I said this to my podcast. I was disappointed in her because she went on the show saying the same delusional things that those women on her show called to say. And every now and then, not all the time, but I got to give her that. Every now and then she would correct him and genuinely, disappointed in her because I thought she had learned more, only for her to go on that show and kind of embarrass herself. My homie Cujo, who's from the Virgin Islands, says, Starfruit wine, I got to get that recipe. So make sure y'all follow him on IG as well. Try to get your wine page on here as well.
On there's Kimble, Kimble, small batch. You'll see a nice picture of me smiling in the photo. So yeah, side note, we'll be doing that as well, man. But I appreciate you for giving me the shout outs, family. Nevertheless, you know what I mean? I say a prayer for Kendra because, you know, I mean,
no, I feel you.
Like I told her at the end, when she wanted more meat on the bones, and I'm like, I'm sorry, story time is over, boo.
I mean, I'm saying this, and I'm not saying this to talk down on Kendra G, but I believe this could be the beginning of her downfall. I'm not praying it. I'm not wishing it. I wouldn't want anything to happen to anyone, as far as them not being able to make money or anything like that. But I just think it's her hubris is going to do it, man. Her being ignorant is she's going to dig herself in the old grave. I say this as a content creator because, I'm a content creator. I talk about like people making videos and turning the comments off. I think that's cowardice. But for her to take it down, I think that's even worse. But I would have no issue with her taking it down if she would have reached out, apologized to you. But I already knew the answer because people was asking me before I even had you on, did she apologize to Dan? And I was like, no, I already know she did. So that's my issue more than anything. Define Photo says, Papa Dan, I hope you delete that trash app. Remember, we stand with you. Men are victims too. The end is near for Kendra's show. Salute to you, Divine Photo. Someone else, the homie Tone says, Dan, you are a real one. I'm glad you didn't let Kendra G make you crash out. She's not worth it. That's a fact. She was trying to have you crash out, but Dan's too smart. He didn't take the bait. I hope you find the right, genuine woman that loves and respects you. So
I appreciate the affirmations. That's beautiful. That's all we can do on this air, man, is just be great to one another, man. And I know as fun as it is to be drama filled, all the black folks to be in the comments, y'all got drama in your family, so keep it there and don't bring it on this motherfucker. That's all I'll be saying.
Facts. Salute to OG McIntosh. She says, thank you, OG, for the $20 super chat. Hopefully this does not seem insensitive as children unfortunately get caught up. Did you think about giving up your parental rights since that was not consensual? I don't think that's an insensitive question. I'm sure you thought of it, but I'll let Dan answer the question since women can do what they want, basically. Did you ever at one point think about giving up your rights because of the situation, because it wasn't consensual?
Well, she's not an American citizen, so there's really no full rights to give. Because if she gets caught and then my son gets put in the system, then...
Damn, yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So she's already kind of been taking him back and forth to and from, so... I don't know what her movements is like, I already know if I got to send a whole Christopher Columbus expedition over there to find my son, I'm going to have to be national treasure and do the damn thing,
Yeah. For real, bro.
It's neither here nor there to me, man. We try to make the best judgment calls in the moment as men. And my cousin was there too during the whole ordeal. And he tried to tell me, and, and was like, dude, like, I don't think she ain't really cool. Not to mention, she was trying to drive a wedge between me and because she actually did drive a wedge between me and my cousin. She infiltrated that bad. And I've never been so persuaded by a woman in my life to the point where I'm making decisions on like to get my family out of my house and stuff like that. For me, just learned a huge lesson with that, man. Just trust your instincts more than anything. If your peoples around you says that one of your significant others is hitting on them, stop being a motherfucker. Listen to them.
Yeah.
Just listen to them. If you don't believe it because you think you too big and bad and the girl's too big and bad, then you dumb yourself. So, heed word to the people that are around you, especially if they've done good unto you, just heed unto them. So that was a lesson for me to listen to him in that instance, because I ain't want to listen to him at all. I'm like, man, you don't know nothing, man. I'm never good.
Yeah. No doubt.
So yeah, man. So that's what that was, though.
Let's see. You got just a couple more. Squared Away says, I'll be in St. Louis from time to time. I'm going to pick up some food from Papa Dan when I slide. Support. Appreciate you, Squared Away. RBN is in St. Louis. He says, thank you, RBN, for the $20. He says, Papa Don, I'm in St. Louis with you, and be careful with these chicks here. These St. Louis chicks are extra wicked. This is the baby mama capital of America, and her and Pookie is always trying to set you up. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. I know, my uncle be telling me, this sexy red, this homo sexy red, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. So
I was shoot. Hey, look, man. I was honest with Kendra G. I wasn't even gonna put my fishing line in the water out here. So we say St. Louis. I wanted her to use her platform as a drone and put a fish hook on the end of that and go to the middle of the ocean. Hell, if I gotta travel, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. So,
I feel you.
Yeah.
Derek Gaines says, unfortunately, you have to fight to see your son, brother. Put her on papers and give visitation orders. My question would be, this may be an ignorant question, and I'll admit I don't know. That's why I'm calling it ignorant. If she's a citizen, can she get child support if she's not a citizen?
No, you can't get child support unless you're a citizen.
Wow, okay. That's probably why she pressing the issue, wanted to try to get marry you.
That was the whole purpose of her. She wanted to get child support because all of her other friends around her that are citizens of America are on child support. So, I mean, they get payments from their men. So in her mind, she thought she's one of the girls. She thought she was gonna be Betty Rubble along with Wilma and be hee hee ha ha, but no, it don't work that way. I'm
Man.
sorry.
And it's amazing, bro, how these women don't think that shit through, man. They quick to scheme and try to pull out some scam, but don't even think it all the way through. You said something earlier that I want to touch upon. You talked about how fathers eventually get their sons, and I always say this on my channel. You're 100% right. And one of the times that they get their son is when the son turned into a teenager and he started getting taller than his mama.
Yep.
He gets taller than his mama, and then now she can't tell him a damn thing. And then they start picking up that phone and start calling that father that they denied for years, saying, "Come get your son." And then with you being a big dude, your son gonna be a big dude. So he gonna be big sooner than later, and here she gonna come blowing up your phone trying to get you to take care of that situation because she denied you all this time.
All the way.
Man, salute to the homie Daniel. He says, brother Daniel's over in the UK. He says, cool and collected. You're destined for greatness. His name Daniel as well. Daniel Coalition. Salute to you. And then one other question from Bella Ring. She says, hi, Dan. Thank you for your transparency. Does he have any other words? Oh, yeah. Bella Rings, you sent that question. I wanted to ask him that, too, before we end it. Does he have any words for men who have been sexual assault victims? What would you say to any young men who experienced this being taken advantage of in their childhood or adulthood? You have anything that you would tell them?
Only you and God know what happened. No one else can shame you because, you know, that's something you have to face with every day. But now that, you know, something came from it, a child.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing. Maybe not the actions of how it transpired. It's always is something we worry about, how things transpire. But once the blessing happens, and all there is left is just the lesson. And the lesson is to just always have your head on a swivel.
Thanks for the tip.
Stay as sharp as you can as a man, always. I mean, it's 2025. The dating pool is extremely pissy. And every dating pool you step in, the water might be clear for a second. But until you yourself fly over the seas, because I've been to Thailand before.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I've received the treatment from the beautiful women over there. And I've also dated a woman from Kenya before here in America, who was from Kenya, who wasn't conditioned and seasoned in America. You know, she was of her nation. And I know what's right in this world for what a man should be receiving. You know, I know that we deserve, you're a righteous man in this world and you do unto God, and you're not out here trying to push harm on people or out here trying to be devious. You know, you keep doing you, man. You keep doing you, and that's all I can, and stay as sharp as I can, man, out here. After just being in that whole situation, it's an interview process that you have to have with yourself and the women that you have. You know, it's just like a job. All these people that ask you all these questions, what would you do in a challenging situation if somebody said X to you? So all these questions I'm finna ask all these women that I'm with, because I need to know that if some shit happens, if the house catches on fire, you ain't gonna just run up out that bitch and leave us all to burn to death.
No doubt.
You gonna at least grab one or two children and then run out the house and then try to run back in, see what I'm doing or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
We gotta have each other's backs out here as black men. We've already been on a well level of taking accountability, most of us, for our actions. So as a man in this world, my father always told me, all you have is your name. The moment you tarnish your name as a man, you ain't shit.
Facts, bro.
So
this will be the last question for Dan, y'all. I don't want to hold him here all day. He got stuff he got to do. PapaDan, this is coming from the homie RBN who's in St. Louis. He says, PapaDan, there are states out there who will put you on support despite her being illegal. Yeah, I'm sure. Where can I get some food today? I'm in St. Louis.
You know, it's good. I work at the Kokomo Joe's out there in St. Charles, so that's where I be. But I'm actually going to be opening out in St. Charles, Missouri, which is very close to St. Louis when I do open up. But if you want to just, you know, hit my line, hit me on the DM, you know, we can set up time when I give you a little sampler. I mean, I definitely want to do that before I initially start opening, so people in St. Louis and the surrounding area, it tastes what real Jamaican jerk chicken cuisine tastes like. You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
That's what's up, man. Well, Dan, I just want to say this, bro. I appreciate you coming on to this show. Actually, one of our first guests, the only people I had on here was my sister. So you one of our first guests we had on the show, man. And I appreciate being transparent and taking your time out, man. And again, I want everybody to check out his Instagram, and then I'm sorry, one other one we had here, Messy Michelle. She's another content creator. She actually reacted to your content as well. So we got a bunch of people on YouTube. As I send this to about 2 other people I want to send this story to, and I'm thinking it's gonna get even bigger. But she says we stand with PapaDan, man, and we all do. Got all these people here, man. We rocking with you, bro. And just let you know, man, we got your back, man. If you ever need anything from me, if you want to come back on the podcast, don't hesitate to DM me, bro. I'm only a click away, man, and I got you, man, because I appreciate you taking your time out, rock with us, and get this information out. And for what it's worth, you on Kendra G neck. You don't seem like a petty individual. I don't consider myself petty either, but I got some petty people in my squad, and they on Kendra G neck, bro. I'm saying in the chat, we stand with PapaDan. We rocking with you, bro.
Most definitely, fam. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate being on your show. You know, I wish you all the best, because I hate motherfuckers. I'm be real with you. And this is black people. I'm gonna say is you continue to do whatever you want to do, but stop telling people good luck, because you don't need luck. You know what you're doing out here, bro. You're very competent. Your show has a great platform. So I wish you all the best. Needs to be what we tell each other on a regular basis to do well up in this world. Wish you all the best, man. Thank you for having me this morning, bro. And man, congrats on that 150 again, bro.
Oh, appreciate you. Make sure we show PapaDan some love in the chat, y'all. Make sure we show PapaDan some love in the chat. And again, if you in the St. Louis area, slide through, get a plate. Make sure we show PapaDan some love, man. Appreciate you, bro. And like I said, man, no BS, bro. I ain't just saying it because I'm on a podcast. If you need anything, if you got any questions, if people start hitting you up and you unsure of them, because I kind of know all the YouTube play. I don't have relationships with all of them, but I kind of know who real and who ain't. So if people start hitting you up, if people start hitting you up and you like, oh man, Theo, man, what's up with this person? Just send me a DM, bro, and I got you.
The last thing I'm gonna say to you,
go
bro,
ahead.
is you the first content creator to actually reach out to me respectfully, without actually putting me on there, put me and showcasing me on the air. You know, anybody like you did it before, because you have to have preface, which is good. But if you don't have any intention on interviewing me after you put the video out about what happened, then I don't know what the point of being a content creator is. We could just tell stories and ghost stories all day, every day. But
no doubt,
the person that, you know, the Scooby-Doo was there, you know what I mean? So like I said, bro, keep doing what you're doing, bro. And yeah, I definitely will use you as a resource. Definitely hit you up if anything, bro. Appreciate the love, family.
Thanks, man. You have a good one, bro.
You too, fam.
All right, man. Peace.